Episode 83. Tanhua's life turned like this, partly because he chose her to go to this world, so it wasn't a weird thing if he wished her to be happy, right? Sure, I'll count on you, Tanhua giggled, seeing Shenling looking so serious. She recalled the first time she met Shenling. The man wasn't like this before. He looked like an uncaring thug back then, yet now he transformed into a super protective big brother. What a transformation for a god like him. Let's eat first, and forget about Nanshen. Shenling stood up from the sofa, heading to the kitchen. He should make food now in case Tanhua feels hungry. While Shenling was cooking and Tanhua was being lazy in her room, Nanshen, on the other hand, was heading toward Shenling's rented villa. He couldn't waste his time anymore. Somehow he had a feeling that if he didn't make use of this chance well, he would never be able to get Tanhua back. The girl's heart had slowly frozen over time. Won't it be impossible for him to enter her heart once more then? Tanhua was laying down on her bed when she suddenly heard a bell ring from the front door. It should be someone pressing the bell, but she was lazy to get out from her bed. Shenling was downstairs cooking. He could open the door too, right? Unfortunately, Shenling shouted to Tanhua, asking the girl to check who was the one ringing the bell since he couldn't leave his cooking else. It would turn out bad. Tanhua opened the door and see who is pressing the bell. I'm cooking and can't leave it, Shenling shouted as he kept doing what he was doing before. He couldn't take his eyes off the food, even just for a minute. Fine, Tanhua grumbled, feeling lazy that she had to go downstairs and check if they had a guest or something. The girl lazily got down from the bed and walked to the stairs, heading down to open the door. This guest came at bad timing. She was lazing around, but she had to open the door just because of this unknown guest. So annoying. Yeah. Tanhua opened the door as she rubbed her eyes, trying to see who the heck rang the bell, when she suddenly froze on the spot, seeing the one in front of the door was someone she wanted to avoid right now. Hello. Sorry to disturb you, Nanshen smiled as he looked at Tanhua straight in her eyes. The man had changed his clothes to rather casual clothes with his knee-length jeans, looking very handsome with the sunset as the background. You. Tanhua quickly closed the door again, not wanting to meet Nanshen, but Nanshen was a bit faster than her. Before the door was closed, the man slipped in his right foot, making the door bump his foot instead, not closing completely. Don't be too fast to send me away, Nanshen smiled again as he came closer to Tanhua. His left hand forcefully opened the door again, making Tanhua suddenly get cold sweat on her back. What do you want? I don't want to see you. Tanhua lowered her voice, even though she still used a rather threatening tone. She didn't want Shenling to meet Nanshen right now, afraid that these two would fight, but it doesn't mean she could chase away Nanshen by herself. I just want to talk with you. Alone, Nanshen kept his smile on his face, but anyone would know that it was his devil, sadistic smile. The man's face crept closer to Tanhua's face as he looked right into the girl's eyes, sending invisible pressure to her. I don't have anything I want to talk about. Tanhua tried to pull the doorknob again, so Nanshen would leave, but a pity. Her strength was no match to Nanshen's strength. With Nanshen's left hand holding onto the door, no matter how hard Tanhua tried, the door didn't budge even for an inch. Sadly, I do have something I need to talk with you. Nanshen blew air to Tanhua's ear, so suddenly making the girl almost scream out of shock. This shameless man. You are stubborn. Tanhua glanced back, and when she saw Shenling wasn't alarmed, she secretly sighed in relief. She didn't want any dispute happening when she was having her vacation. Well, not as stubborn as you. So, we talk here or somewhere else? Nanshen retracted his face, but his hand was still on the door, refusing to let go until Tanhua nodded her head and said yes. Tanhua felt so powerless in front of this super stubborn man. She didn't want to talk about anything since she was afraid that she would be swayed by this man's sweet mouth, but standing this forever would make Shenling suspicious. Fine, let's talk. You want to talk? Sure, Tanhua gritted her teeth in frustration. The girl looked back at Shenling's figure, who was still busy preparing food, and couldn't help but sighed. Shenling. I'll go to a nearby store first. I need soap. Tanhua shouted to Shenling in the kitchen without approaching the man. As much as she wanted to hide and run away, Nanshen wouldn't let her go for sure. The man's eyes had been on her for all this time, preventing her from running away. Huh? Sure. Just don't go too far. Come back quick, the food is almost ready. Shenling shouted again, permitting Tanhua to go. He didn't get suspicious at all when Tanhua said she wanted to buy soap. Maybe the bell before was only a naughty child prank or something. Buying soap was a completely normal activity, right? Shenling didn't think much because his mind was already focused on the food in front of him. He quickly let Tan Hua go as long as she went back quickly after she bought what she needed. Let's go. Tan Hua closed the door behind her before she walked away from the villa, leading Nan Shen to follow her. Do you want to talk in my place? Nan Shen's heart was thumping as he walked behind Tan Hua. He didn't expect the girl to agree with his request to talk to her. He really couldn't waste this opportunity. Sure, Tan Hua didn't think much about Nan Shen's suggestion. She only wanted to finish their conversation real quick so she could go back to the villa. She wanted to enjoy Shenling's delicious cooking, okay? Nan Shen gulped his saliva as he walked faster so he could guide Tan Hua to his place. He had also rented a villa not too far from Shenling's rented villa, in case he had to stay here for a long time, until Tan Hua agrees to become his girl again. So, what are you going to talk about? Tan Hua sat down on the sofa at the living room as she crossed her legs. She looked around to see that the interior of the villa was similar to her and Shenling's place. It could be a coincidence, or these villas might be owned by the same person. You know what I'm going to talk about, don't you? Nan Shen answered Tan Hua's question as he approached the living room with 2 cups of tea in his hand. The man slowly put 1 cup in front of Tan Hua, while the other one, he still holds it before he sat down across Tan Hua's seat. You want me to go back together with you? Becoming your girlfriend again? Tan Hua took the cup, and after smelling it, she carefully sipped the hot tea to calm her heart. It was a lie if she said she wasn't nervous at all now. After all, her revenge should end with the engagement party, but somehow she still didn't know how she could go back with Nan Shen. She couldn't make it too easy for the man, else he won't cherish his time with her like the last time. Yes, what else? Please tell me, what do you want from me, so you can go back with me? I will do anything you asked me to do. Nan Shen looked straight into Tan Hua's eyes as he spoke with sincerity, reflected in his eyes. He was desperate. He was afraid. He was frustrated. He didn't know what else he could do so that Tan Hua would forgive him and accept him again. Or maybe what he could do to get this girl's heart back if this girl didn't love him anymore. What I want? Tan Hua paused for a while as she avoided Nan Shen's sincere gaze. In fact, she already forgave this guy the moment she knew that the incident with Tan Huai's father in the past was done by his grandfather and not by him himself. At that time, Nan Shen only helped his grandfather since he was still young, maybe still a teenager. But the media stated that it was Nan Shen who did so. Of course, the media was bribed by Nan Shen's grandfather to write that so Nan Shen's image would be formed already as a ruthless and capable man. Nan Shen's grandfather did all of that to ensure that his men would slowly obey Nan Shen as the heir to the company. Little did he know this action of him would make Tan Hua misunderstand greatly. It's only a week after she confirmed the fact with Nan Shen that she knew the whole truth. Nan Shen himself didn't say that it was his grandfather's fault, since he also felt that he did take part in the incident. Tan Hua looked at Nan Shen and sighed. If only she knew about this whole truth sooner, she might not have been too ruthless in her revenge. But just count her revenge as a payback for what he did when he lost his memories. Yes, what do you want? Nan Shen clasped his palms together as he waited for Tan Hua's answer patiently. He would try his best to do anything so Tan Hua would approve. I don't have a problem going back in a relationship with you, because I still have a feeling for you. But the one you have to convince is Shenling, not me. Tan Hua finally decided to let go of her act all this time. She admitted that she still loved this man, but she won't make it easy for Nan Shen. The last boss he needed to face wasn't her, but Shenling. Looking at how hostile Shenling was, she bet it won't be easy to make his decision waver. Let's just treat Shenling as the future family-in-law? To get her hand, Nan Shen had to make Shenling agree first. Else it would be too easy for this man to get her back. You still love me? Nan Shen's eyes widened in shock when he heard what Tan Hua said. He had been expecting Tan Hua to ask him to kneel for an hour or something. But the girl surprisingly only told him to convince Shenling. Not to mention that Tan Hua said she still had a feeling for him. Is this real? Is he dreaming right now? Nan Shen pinched his cheek, trying to see if he was only dreaming or not, and when he felt the burning pain on his cheek, only then he was convinced that this wasn't a mere dream. Tan Hua did say she still loves him. Yeah? I never say I don't love you any more than Hua giggled, seeing Nan Shen's funny reaction upon hearing her confession. She better drop her act now in case Nan Shen gets discouraged and chooses to be with Mishu instead. In the end, the final revenge would be on Shenling, so don't blame her if Nan Shen had to suffer a bit in order to get her back. Well, but you got engaged with Lan Yanjin. You even look close with each other. Nan Shen held back the tears of happiness in his eyes, afraid that Tan Hua wouldn't like a man who cries so easily. It has been tough for him to witness the girl he loves laughing happily with another man. He had thought of giving up before, several times already, but the thought of having to see Tan Hua build her family with another man stopped him from giving up. Now he knew Tan Hua still loved him. How could he not be moved? He thought that Tan Hua already hated him and her heart didn't belong to him anymore. It belonged to Lan Yanjin now, but he was wrong. Tan Hua still loves him. It's just an agreement between me and him. The engagement itself is a contract. Tan Hua waved her hand casually, finally revealing the truth behind her engagement. She planned to keep her mouth shut about this fact, up until the end of the year, but with Mi Shu lurking around to snatch Nan Shen. The more she pressured Nan Shen, the more she gave chance to Mi Shu to console Nan Shen and might, in the end, make Nan Shen fall for her instead. That would be dangerous. It's all a contract? Nan Shen's mouth formed a perfect O when he heard what Tan Hua just said. Contract? Engagement contract? What is Tan Hua thinking when she made this contract with Lan Yanjin? Yeah, it's my form of revenge to you. Anyway, the contract will end at the end of this year. Tan Hua nodded her head, confirming again that her relationship with Lan Yanjin was only a contract, not a real relationship. I'm so glad. Nan Shen slumped down on the sofa as he hung his head out of relief. His body was trembling as he gripped his pants tight, trying to control the surge of happiness he got just now. Oh God. Tan Hua and Lan Yanjin were only in a contract relationship. They're not engaged for real. Yeah, now you get what you want. You only need to convince Shenling. Tan Hua stood up from the sofa as she approached Nan Shen to pat his back. She had closed her act now. It's all up to Nan Shen, whether he managed to make Shenling give his blessing or not. If Shenling wasn't moved by Nan Shen, then she would wait a bit longer. Maybe until the contract ended to officially go back in a relationship with Nan Shen. I get it. Well, Can I hug you? Nan Shen looked up to Tan Hua with his cheeks slightly blush red. He wanted to hold Tan Hua for so long, but could only watch her from afar, seeing her being held by Lan Yanjin right in front of his eyes. Now he had confirmed Tan Hua's feeling it was all right to hug her, right? Sure, Tan Hua stuttered as she answered Nan Shen's request. She didn't know why, but her face suddenly felt hot when she saw Nan Shen's pleading eyes, when he asked her for a hug. Is Nan Shen always this adorable? How come he looked like a docile little wolf now? So cute. If only he would always be like this, instead of being a big bad wolf. That would be better for her heart. Nan Shen stood up and held Tan Hua's waist very carefully as he put his head on the girl's shoulder. Tan Hua's heart was thumping fast when she felt Nan Shen's hand on her waist. His other hand was holding her back, and his head was on her shoulder. His breath tickled her, but for some reasons, she couldn't shove Nan Shen's head aside. Nan Shen, this is enough, right? Tan Hua patted Nan Shen's back as she glanced at the man's head, which was still on her shoulder. The man didn't let her go, even for a second, and instead tightened his grip on her waist. No. I don't feel enough. Nan Shen moved his head closer to Tan Hua's face as he spoke with a hoarse voice. The man looked like a big baby asking for comfort when he snuggled his head to Tan Hua's neck. Hey, that tickles. Tan Hua trembled as she tried to push Nan Shen away when she felt Nan Shen's hot breath hitting her neck. His brown hair tickled her cheek, sending a gust of ticklish sensation to her. Okay, this felt weird. Not only could she feel this man's breath, but his hair also brushed against her cheek. She couldn't take this anymore. Tan Hua quickly guided Nan Shen to the sofa, so they could sit down again. But even after they sat down, Nan Shen still didn't let go of Tan Hua's body. He kept her in his arm even when they weren't standing anymore. Nan Shen, can you let go of me first? Tan Hua saw Nan Shen's body was trembling, as if he was afraid of letting her go, but still. Tan Hua carefully asked Nan Shen to let go of her body. She liked to be hugged like this, but Simone, this is getting dangerous, isn't it? I haven't touched you for so long. Nan Shen's deep, magnetic voice rang throughout the living room as the man moved his right hand to Tan Hua's cheek. The man raised his head and looked straight at Tan Hua's eyes as he stroked her cheek with his free hand. His left hand was still holding onto Tan Hua's waist real tight, not giving her a chance to push him away or run away from him. And Nan Shen? Tan Hua's heart leapt to her throat when she felt the slightly rough surface of Nan Shen's hands stroking her cheek. Her cheek suddenly turned hot the moment Nan Shen's palm landed on it. Is this only her imagination, or did Nan Shen look weird today? He acted like a spoiled big boy or something, when usually he always had that devilish vibe around him. Did Nan Shen feel sad today or something? Don't go. Promise me you won't leave me again. Nan Shen's hand went down to Tan Hua's chin, as he spoke with a tinge of sadness in his voice. The man looked at Tanhua with affection flowing out from his eyes, treating her like a precious, fragile treasure. Yes, I promise you I won't leave you again, but only if you promise me the same. Now, let me go. Tanhua could feel a bit of pressure coming from Nanshen. Usually, Nanshen wouldn't feel this dangerous, but just by looking at his eyes, she felt as if a tiger was ready to hunt her down. Okay, Nanshen is weird. She gotta run away now or else. You said you will never leave me, but you want to go? Nanshen didn't know why, but his feelings now were in a mess. He felt happy, super happy that Tanhua became his girl again, but at the same time, he was afraid of losing her. He couldn't understand why he suddenly felt like this. He felt as if Tanhua would disappear the moment he let her go. Well, I won't leave you, but you see I have been gone for a long time. Shenling will be suspicious, won't he? Tanhua tried to push Nanshen, but the man leaned his body instead, trapping her between the sofa and his body. Why is Nanshen acting weird? It's as if he was afraid of something. He should trust her that she won't leave him, okay? Shenling won't find you here. Nanshen licked his lips as he stared at Tanhua's pink lips. The man gulped as his body felt hot. His blood suddenly boiled, and a desire he had been suppressing for long suddenly merged again. Tanhua wasn't his girl yet, since she never gave her body to him. He couldn't feel safe until he left his mark on her. Is this a selfish wish? He might still be a jerk for thinking like this, but if Tanhua didn't stop him, could he do it? Wait, what are you doing? Tanhua freaked out when she saw Nanshen's face suddenly come closer to hers. She knew Nanshen somehow felt insecure for no reason. Maybe because she pressured him too much with her actions. But this. If Nanshen suddenly wants to do that. No. She can't. At least, not in this kind of place. They were still on the sofa, all right? There's no way she wanted to give away her first time and do it in the living room like now. Nanshen, go away. I can't kiss you? But Lan Yanjin kissed your forehead. Nanshen stopped just an inch in front of Tanhua's face. His breath hit Tanhua's cheek as he spoke in a low, kinda threatening voice. Last time you kissed me, you went too far. Tanhua turned her head away from Nanshen. She knew that if she let Nanshen kiss her now, this man would definitely take a mile after being given an inch. She didn't want that. I won't go too far this time. Nanshen grabbed Tanhua's chin, half forcing her to face him again. The man looked at Tanhua like a hunter, waiting to eat its prey. His eyes bored deep into Tanhua's eyes, sending a shiver down her spine. Wait. No. Tanhua's heart leapt to her throat, seeing Nanshen show his possessive side for the first time ever. She never knew that Nanshen would be like this just because they didn't meet for a while. I haven't touched you in a while. Nanshen stroked Tanhua's chin as he brought his face closer again to Tanhua's face, when before. He let go of the girl just for a brief minute. But Tanhua squeezed her eyes tight, and when she felt a soft sensation on her lips, her face burnt hot. Nanshen put his right hand at the back of Tanhua's head as he landed a kiss on Tanhua's lips. The man devoured the girl's lips like hungry wolves, not even letting the girl take a short breath. Minin! Tanhua tried to push Nanshen after letting the man have a taste of her lips. But just like what she predicted before, Nanshen wouldn't budge even for an inch. The man really had endured himself enough all this time from not touching the one he loved. Now he has been given a chance. How could a shrewd man like Nanshen let go of this chance so easily? Tanhua's heart beats faster knowing that this would definitely go too far. Nanshen won't stop at kissing her alone. The worst case would be being eaten on the spot by this hungry wolf. Someone stop this bastard. Don't go. Nanshen let go of Tanhua's lips, but then the man pushed her down the sofa, trapping her with his body. The man grabbed both of Tanhua's hands and put them on top of her head, successfully scaring the girl for real. What are you? Tanhua was happy that Nanshen stopped kissing her, but when the man held her hand like this, a sense of danger rang in her head. This is the famous act of a male lead or second male lead when they were about to do something bad to their girl. You are mine now, right? Nanshen's left hand suddenly traced Tanhua's leg from her knee up to her thigh. As if it wasn't enough, the man slipped his hand to Tanhua's skirt, immediately breaking every last sense in Tanhua's mind. Nanshen? Tanhua's face blushed red as she shouted in frustration. She should be able to break free with her martial arts, but Nanshen really was strong. Her hands he caught wouldn't budge even for an inch. Not to mention that her inner demon was slowly seduced by this devil to succumb into pleasure, completely forgetting her current situation. She didn't hate it when Nanshen touched her, but she was actually afraid. This man's touch could make her go crazy. crazy enough for her to forget everything and just obey his wish. It was a very scary feeling and she didn't want to be controlled by that. What? You act as if you don't want to when your face is like this. Nan Shen licked his lips as he moved his hand right to Tan Hua's secret place. His middle finger suddenly touched Tan Hua's secret place behind her panties, sending a sliver of pleasure to the poor little doggo. Ah. Wait, no. Tan Hua's body jolted in shock when Nan Shen touched her secret place. It was her first time ever having a man touching that place, even though it wasn't a direct touch. Still covered with her panties, she couldn't help but shiver. Oh God, she can't give up now. With a bright face out of embarrassment, Nan Hua was just about to kick Nan Shen's little brother as her last method to stop this from going too far, when suddenly the phone she put on her skirt pocket vibrated, and soon a ringtone rang throughout the room. Nan Shen. Someone calls me. It must be Shenling. Tan Hua's face brightened, knowing that it must be Shenling who called her. What good timing. Go take it, Nan. Shen took the phone from Tan Hua's pocket and received the call, but he still didn't let Tan Hua do it herself. The man held the phone for her as he brought the phone closer to Tan Hua's ear, letting her receive the call. This man is really stubborn. Can't he let her take the phone by herself? Now she felt like a prisoner. Nan Shen, you idiot. Tan Hua? Where are you? You went for too long. Go home now. The food is getting cold. Shenling's voice immediately filled the small living room. His voice really sounded worried, and anyone hearing it would notice how the man's voice trembled a bit. Tan Hua was about to say yes, when Nan Shen suddenly brought the phone to his ear as he answered the call on behalf of Tan Hua, with no shame at all. She is with me now. Don't bother us. We're on a good part now. Nan Shen pressed the loudspeaker on the phone before throwing the phone on the table. The man purposely didn't cut the call with an evil intention in his heart. Shenling, don't think that I didn't know your true feelings at all. You protect Tan Hua to this extent, refusing to let her meet. Isn't that obvious jealousy? Tan Hua? Shenling almost dropped his phone when he heard Nan Shen's voice instead of Tan Hua. What the hell? Why did Nan Shen pick up the call for Tan Hua? Don't tell him Tan Hua was at his place now? What's with Nan Shen's words saying they were on a good part? Just when Shenling thought hard about that, he suddenly heard a faint moan coming from the other side of the phone.